And when you're a small team, I'm assuming that most of your time is spent actually executing and running the program. Tips that you would give them or things that they should think about at least.
When it comes to small teams, because I think the misconception here is that like two people can't have an impact, and absolutely they can, is really dive deep instead of going wide. So finding like, where are we seeing the most momentum? How can we continue to iterate on what's working there? That works 10 out of 10 times when you identify the right people and you provide them with all of the assets and resources they need to be successful. So how do we do the heavy lifting for those who we know are going to follow through, instead of worrying so much about doing all of the things and hoping and praying that they're going to work? So when you're with a small team and you've got a small campaign window, dive deeper into what you know works. And that's usually champions, leaders, volunteers, community members in your ecosystem that you can invest kind of like time and energy wise to see kind of the donations come through to reach your goal. That's my biggest recommendation.
That is an awesome way of looking at it and kind of creating these advocates or ambassadors, right? Where you're able to really extend your reach. I'm always thinking, from a brand perspective, I'm always thinking about how we can position this and make it something that people can easily grasp, right? And digest. So for example, you have this matching program and for it to be very almost productized, right? Like, for example, you're going to do some kind of welcome home campaign or welcome home kit. Right? What is it that someone can almost purchase? I talk a lot about, thinking of your giving as almost a product or a service that someone would subscribe to, like a membership, as opposed to just, throwing a certain dollar amount at your organization. So if you had created some line items where people can give at different levels, different kits, different programs where they can buy in, people love to do that, right?